And a good Thursday morning to you, Central Texas. I wanted to let you know there is a crash right now at Grand Avenue Parkway. So big heads up if you are traveling northbound on I-35. You can see we are not moving very fast here. Let's kind of hone in on that slowdown about 2 miles or so, starting at Palmer and kind of feeling that all the way up, approaching Lewis Henna. So you might want to hop on Mopac or even the 130 toll road. It looks like traffic is getting by on that frontage road, just not very fast. So definitely factor that in if you're heading out to Round Rock this morning. Casey, what are we working with on your end?
Well, it is going to be another day featuring some showers, some storms. Not a bad idea to have the umbrella with you today. And then we are heating things up and drying things out. Weekend weather, it'll be dry and hot at 98 degrees for Saturday. And then eventually hazy. We've got some Saharan dust moving in for Sunday that will create for a hazy sky. And then we're talking about temperatures reaching to 100 degrees as we head into Wednesday to kick off July. Hot and hazy, so soak in the showers and the storms while we have them.
As we take a live look outside at the clouds this morning, we hope you have a lovely day today, and don't forget to join us on Daybreak Plus on KVUE Plus coming up in just a few minutes.
Continue with us and watch free now on the KVUE Plus app everywhere you stream.
righty, Roo. Good Thursday morning. Thanks for joining us. You are watching Daybreak Plus on KVUE Plus. It, of course, streams for free every day right here. I'm Brian Mays.
And I'm Hannah Rucker. Don't mind us. We're talking about our back pain behind our posture. Are we all sitting up straight?
You guys talking about getting older. I'm over here going, you got no idea. You got no idea how fun it's going to be.
He goes, it's all downhill from here. And we're like, a lot to look forward to in life.
That's right. You guys
Very
are young.
optimistic.
We're looking forward to some more rain chances, though, aren't we?
We are, yeah, finally. I mean, it's been so good to see the showers that we've had over the past couple days. We always need it here in Central Texas, especially for the summertime season where we kind of just generally have a drier weather pattern. We have and are going to see that return here in a pretty short order, but we get to enjoy what's going to be another day of some spotty showers and storms today. Look outside. Here's a beautiful look out across Lake Travis. You can see that deck of low clouds beginning to erode, revealing some blue sky as temperatures are now beginning to warm up at the moment as well. Our last round of spotty showers and storms today, we're going to be looking at that drying trend beginning tomorrow. That's going to take us into the weekend, into the start of July. With the return of drier conditions also comes the return of heat. In fact, yes, we do have the return of some triple-digit temperatures for highs back in the forecast and your 70 forecast as well. Of course, all that coming and being broken down here in just a bit. Out the door, though, we want to get you out the door for this Thursday morning. We've got 60s, low 70s out across the hill country, middle 70s across the I-35 corridor, with low to middle 70s across the coastal plains. We're off to another muggy and mild start. Dry for most of us. We've seen a couple sprinkles across the area and could see a few more of those for about the next hour or so, but we're going to start to see that sunshine making a comeback here after, as we head into the next couple hours, partly sunny, and then eventually some showers and storms popping right back up. Same kind of time frame as yesterday, between mainly 2 o'clock through about 5 o'clock this afternoon, and especially along and east of I-35, 94 degrees for a high temperature. We're going to be looking at those highs right at our average for this time of year. Again, though, 100 degrees, that is in sight for a 7-8 forecast. I'll show you when those hot conditions are set to arrive, and the return of some Saharan dust also on the way. I'll show you when that is set to make a comeback to Central Texas.
Cranking up the heat just in time for July. Thank you so very much, Casey. And I do want to give you an update. If you were heading out to North Austin, some really delays today, as we can see a couple miles of stop and go. Really, not really a lot of go right now in the northbound lanes. So that's what we're looking at here. That's the northbound lanes. Southbound lanes getting by just fine. But there's actually a crash near Grand Avenue Parkway. And to be specific, it's causing about 4 miles of that backup for northbound travel. So if you want, you can get on 183, or Mopac's looking nice and clear as well. Just really wouldn't recommend getting on I-35 right now unless you want to be stuck for a good while. And as soon as we get that cleared up, I will let you know. But just showing you there northbound into the Wells Branch area with backup starting near Palmer. Also still seeing some typical delays northbound coming in from South Austin. But the good news is that crash at Terry Road cleared a little bit earlier. So looking a lot better out there. So the main headline is that North Austin travel.
All right, Hannah, thank you so much for that. Happening today, Austin ISD leaders are set to vote on turnaround plans to help 3 failing middle school campuses and to ultimately avoid a state takeover in the district. The Board of Trustees managed restart plans for Burnett, Webb, and Dobie middle schools. Those campuses have received multiple F ratings from the Texas Education Agency in recent years. Now, if a school fails for long enough, the TEA can take over the district. District leaders plan to keep the schools open, but bring in new teachers and staff to boost performance there. The district has until Monday, that's June the 30th, to submit a formal turnaround plan to the TEA. Austin ISD leaders getting feedback from parents as they look to potentially close some schools in the district. Right now, the district has a budget deficit of more than $100 million. And to save money, leaders could consolidate campuses as early as the 2026-27 school year. A district survey found most parents and staff are worried about losing talented teachers or increasing travel times to get to schools. During a virtual meeting yesterday, AISD leaders said they'll look at a number of factors before deciding which campuses, if any, to close.
And we really have gotten to a point where as a district we had to ask ourselves, do we want to keep cutting and continue to make cuts that at this point would not be able to avoid our campuses, or do we want to have fewer, better resource schools?
Now, AISD leaders hope to release a detailed plan with closures and potential boundary changes by the middle of this fall. This morning, a family is grieving the loss of a 29-year-old man who was shot in southeast Austin back on Sunday morning. Police say Keaton Delcourt was found injured at the Apple Mart gas station on Wickersham Lane. KVUE sat down with Delcourt's mother, Robin Patrick, who says her son was taken way too soon.
Austin police released new details on the shooting, but lots of questions remain. The family now speaking out and wanting answers.
Us as a family, we're just devastated, you know, and for a senseless act of violence like this, it should never have happened.
Mother Robin Patrick remembering her last moments with her son before his death early Sunday morning.
I know that it ended with "I love you," and I love you too. And I mean, thank God that it ended with "I love you."
According to Austin police, EMS responded just before 12:30 a.m. Sunday to a bleeding person at Apple Mart. Officers found Delcourt with neck trauma. He later died at the hospital. Investigators say Delcourt interacted with an unknown man at the parking lot who shot him and then fled. APD released these images of the person of interest. They describe him as a man with short dreadlocks. He was wearing white shoes, light blue jeans, and a black long-sleeve shirt with a large S or a dollar sign on the front.
We're just really, really sad and numb that this happened. It's just surreal, and I can't compute it.
Patrick says her son was a graduate from McKinney High School near Dallas. He was the oldest of four and described him as funny, caring, and a loyal person who had a passion for music. He leaves behind an 11-year-old son. Patrick now turns to the community for help to find the person responsible.
He's got a family, he's a dad, he's a son, he's a brother, you know, he's a grandson. And so there's a lot of people over here hurting, and we just want, we would just want resolution. We want to be able to start the healing process.
Austin police ask anybody with information to call the Austin Police Department at 512-974-TIPS. Reporting in downtown Austin, Brianna Perez, KVUE News.
A social media influencer known as the Liver King is now facing criminal charges here in Austin for allegedly threatening podcast host Joe Rogan. According to an affidavit, someone who does private security for Rogan told Austin police that the 47-year-old, whose real name is Brian Johnson,
That'll be fun.
made threats against Rogan on his Instagram profile. Police say Johnson lives in Willis, that's just north of Houston. He drove the 3 hours to Austin late Monday night. Police looked at Johnson's Instagram posts, and they show him holding guns and saying he was picking a fight with Rogan. In the posts, he also says, quote, "You're dead," end quote. Detectives say they spoke to Rogan. He told them he'd never met or had any interaction with Johnson, considered the post to be threatening, and was unaware of why Johnson would be targeting him. Joe Rogan then filed a police report with APD. On Tuesday night, police went to the Four Seasons Hotel that's in downtown Austin. They took Johnson into custody, but he has now been released on bond. He's facing a misdemeanor terroristic threat charge this morning. Boomtown is our series at KVUE that tracks rapid growth that's happening all across the Austin area. And with Maynard's growing population, that city needed more emergency resources. Well, today there's a groundbreaking for a new micro-hospital that has big plans for that community. KVUE's Malia Masamoto joins us now in the studio this morning with more on exactly what a micro-hospital will provide that community. Good morning, Malia.
Good morning, Brian. Well, while a typical hospital may be just around 250 to 1 million square feet, the TXM Maynard emergency room will only be 24,000 square feet, but with big capabilities. It'll be a licensed general hospital with operating rooms and the ability to keep patients overnight for a few days. The TXM Maynard emergency room will be right along 290 near the Presidential Meadows neighborhood. It'll be physician-owned facility with 6 licensed inpatient rooms, 2 operating suites, a 6-bed emergency department, and other specialized services like medical detox for addiction. They'll also have radiology, CT scanners there, and staff of doctors and nurses on 24/7. Now, the majority of their services will be emergency related, but like we said, they'll be able to keep patients overnight for a few days, or they can even transfer them out to a larger hospital that has more specialized services they need, which Dr. Harbir Singh, the CEO and founder of TXM Micro Hospital, says will be a big help.
The hospitals are, overwhelmed with long ER wait times, and that transitions into physicians burning out and patients getting worse care and errors and things like that. And so having a facility in a community that can address the stuff that doesn't need to go to a big facility that's got everything and all the specialists and all the subspecialists, I think it helps everybody.
Right now, transport times to medical facilities from Maynard during peak traffic can be anywhere from 20 to 45 minutes. So Dr. Singh says this will be an affordable solution to get Maynard residents hospital care really close to their homes. Now they're planning to do open the micro hospital by next July. That groundbreaking ceremony is happening later this morning at 10 a.m. In the studio, Malia Masmoto, KVUE News.
All right, Malia, thank you very much. That should be a very welcomed sight for the people in Maynard there, shouldn't it? Mm-hmm. Thanks, Malia. A new report from Redfin shows 47% of local listings after the 2022 boom are at risk of being underwater. That's the highest percentage in the nation, even higher than San Francisco. The report finds 13% of all single-family homes for sale in Austin risk selling at a loss. That number jumps to nearly 48% for homes purchased after July of 2022. Nick Quijano, a realtor and owner of Southerly Homes, says the picture isn't so simple, though. Median home prices actually surged 22% in 2022.
And then you're going to try to turn around and sell that home within a 36-month period. Depending on the area, I think it's possible that, it hasn't regained its growth since then. And I think that's like any investment. This doesn't worry me at all. So I think that this is actually a fantastic time to buy a home.
Redfin wants to make it clear now their analysis identifies sellers at risk of taking a loss if they sell in today's market. It does not reflect how many will actually sell at a loss.
And homes are staying on the market longer in Central Texas. According to a report by Unlock MLS and Austin Board of Realtors, homes stayed on the market for an average of 57 days last month. In May of 2022, the average was just 15 days. And your time now is 7:14. New developments in the recent immigration raids across the country. The Trump administration has been sending mixed signals on targeting farm workers. ABC's Alex Stone takes a closer look how raids on farms could affect Americans across the country.
Protests erupting across the country. Demonstrations against the recent immigration and enforcement raids agents are conducting, including at workplaces, after President Trump ordered a pause on industries that largely depend on undocumented workers, like at farms, hotels, and restaurants.
Our farmers are being hurt badly by, they have very good workers. They've worked for them for 20 years. They're not citizens, but they've turned out to be, great.
The administration is now forging ahead.
We're going to continue doing worksite enforcement operations, even on farms and hotels, but based on a prioritized basis. Criminals come first.
President of the United Farm Workers, Teresa Romero, tells ABC News farm workers remember President Trump calling them essential workers during the pandemic. But now things have changed.
We all know they're essential workers. We need this workforce there. But I hear often from farm workers that he treats them as if they were disposable.
Earlier this month, video showing ICE agents chasing a farm worker through strawberry fields just north of Los Angeles. Senior Director of Policy Advocacy for the California Farm Bureau, Brian Little, says some farm workers are now staying home.
If you're harvesting strawberries in Ventura County and only 25% of your workforce shows up, you're going to fall behind.
Little tells ABC if deportations continue, Americans may see higher prices on strawberries and other items at the grocery store.
If people were upset about eggs being expensive last fall, I don't imagine they'll be any happier about an $8 clamshell of strawberries.
The impact potentially nationwide.
About a third of fresh fruits and vegetables that are consumed in the United States are grown in California.
It is going to take us to the point that food that we consume is going to be very expensive.
The Department of Homeland Security reports about 42% of farm workers in the U.S. between 2020 and 2022 lacked legal status. Today, agricultural workers can apply for an H-2A visa, which is focused on filling employment gaps by hiring workers from other countries. But experts in the industry say the program is far from a solution to the labor shortage.
It's difficult, it's highly bureaucratic, and it's expensive to use. And that will have the effect over the long run of driving up food prices.
This H-2A visa is also temporary, only valid for up to 3 years. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
New polling shows approval of President Donald Trump's job performance is dropping a bit in Texas. The Texas Politics Project surveyed 1,200 registered voters earlier this month. 51% somewhat or strongly disapproved of the president. 44% somewhat or strongly approved, and 5% said they neither approve nor disapprove. And according to the poll, Republican support for President Trump remains strong, but has slightly dipped since his second term began. 92% of Texas Republicans approved of President Trump in February, 89% approved in April, and 87% approved this month. And in other news this morning, Austin-based dating company Bumble plans to lay off roughly 30% of its workforce. According to a new filing with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, Bumble executives approved cutting 240 jobs. They say it'll save the company $40 million a year. It's not clear when layoffs will start or which roles exactly will be affected. And changes are coming to next year's South by Southwest Festival. And it makes a lot of sense as to why. It'll be the 40th year of the festival, of course, but it's going to look a little bit different because of construction at Austin's Convention Center and really all throughout downtown. South by organizers, though, they're reimagining the festival by creating themed neighborhoods throughout downtown. So this will be interesting. One neighborhood is for music. It'll have 7 consecutive nights of shows, and then film and TV will get their own neighborhood for screenings and industry sessions. And then a third neighborhood will be reserved for tech-related programming. Only Platinum badge holders will have access to all 3 neighborhoods, and will learn specific locations for the neighborhoods by the end of the summer. And it is 7:18 and it's Thursday, which means it's time for Forever Families. Every week here on KVUE Daybreak, I feature a different child in Texas foster care in the hopes of helping them to potentially find a forever family. And for this week, I introduce you to a beautiful sibling trio hoping to be adopted together.
Maurice, look, we doing the same thing. I think we doing the same thing.
Catching up on shared sibling memories from years past.
That's what a true artist is.
These 3 teens in Texas foster care enjoyed a morning of art therapy at Cafe Monet in South Austin. Maurice is the oldest at 17 years old. Then there's Marshayla at 16 years old. She goes by Shayla for short. And the youngest, Martricia, at 13 years old. She goes by Trisha for short.
You just said that.
The 2 sisters haven't seen their brother in a little while, so it was a sweet reunion when he arrived.
You can't even get out the car.
And Maurice, as the oldest, shared how precious his sisters are to him.
Every time when I'm around them, I feel like I'm just a little kid again. How we used to be when we were kids. We used to always play, have water balloon fights, just have fun. At a certain point in time when I had moved away and they were behind, it just felt different when I saw them again. Now I just want to regroup and catch up on things that I missed.
As for fun, Shayla, the middle sibling, says she enjoys staying active.
I like doing volleyball. I'm still getting better at volleyball. I like doing track. I'm good at track, so that's my favorite sport. Look how beautiful my painting is.
And the youngest, Trisha, had a case of the giggles.
Oh, yeah.
But she told me she loves eating different foods, playing Roblox, and text messaging with her friends.
Stop it!
Sweet teens. And you know what? It can especially be tough for teenagers in foster care. But you know what? We would love to see the sibling trio stay together and find a supportive and loving environment for them to thrive in. And to learn about adopting them, you can look for this story on KVUE.com/foreverfamilies. But it is important, even into those teen years when, you just need that support really for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I mean, especially those teenage years. You've got a lot of changes happening. You've got, school. You've got just a whole bunch of things. So you definitely need the support. And I love how you went to the pottery painting place.
Yeah, Cafe Monet, big shout out to them. And that's what's cool here in Austin. I feel like we have a lot of these little artsy spots to check out. So we'll add it to your list, your long CVS receipt list that I have for you of things to do in Texas. Every day I add something new for her. And of course, a lot to eat as well.
Lots to eat, yeah.
A lot. And of course, thank you so much for, joining us here on Daybreak Plus. We've got our quick little cut in here with traffic and news and weather. And then we'll be right back here in just a few minutes. We'll see you here. Good Thursday morning, Central Texas. I hope your morning's off to a wonderful start. Here in Austin, 723, not so wonderful for the good folks that are stuck in this right now. You can see we are not moving very fast in the northbound lanes on I-35, and this is a vantage point at North Lamar. We've got about 4 miles of backup because of a crash near Grand Avenue Parkway. So it starts here, and then you can see those delays all the way back to Palmer. So highly recommend avoiding the stretch if you need to get to work in Round Rock today. Mopac's looking good. You can get on 183 as well, and really just depends where you're heading to today, but that is the main concern right now, is that 4 mile backup. And things are kind of crazy when South Austin's looking a lot better than the rest of the map right now, and that crash at Terry Road in South Austin cleared up much earlier. So with that, let's go ahead and get a check of your local weather now with Casey Sherman. Hi, Casey.
Good morning. We have one more day today of the showers, the storms we've had that certainly have been nice to see over the past couple days. We have been tracking a couple sprinkles across the area, especially out there Caldwell County. I know we've had a couple of those in and around the Austin area, but many of us dry to start. We will see these return after about 2 o'clock today. So I would say 3 p.m. through 5 p.m. featuring our highest chance for showers and storms. A good idea to have the umbrella if you're along and east of the I-35 corridor. Now, hill country zones, not going to be looking at much rain. The rain chances decrease the farther west you go, but certainly some spotty showers and a couple storms for I-35 eastward out across the coastal plains, where you could see some pretty nice downpours, some lightning, some thunder. None of these storms should be severe, but could see some gusts up to about 40 miles per hour with a few of them that develop. 94 degrees for high temperature today. That is right at our average on the dot. Soak it in because we have got a big time warming trend ahead. Dry by this weekend, and then as we head into next week, we're talking about triple digit heat by Wednesday. Hot and hazy conditions with the return of some Saharan dust that'll be moving through for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Well, hello again. Thanks for joining us for, that was my English accent. Malia, did you like that?
I love that.
You're watching Daybreak Plus. It's on KVUE Plus, and of course, the cool thing about it is it's free. It doesn't cost you a penny. I'm Brian Mays.
And I'm Malia Masimoto. Happy to be back again.
Great to have you back. We're going to have some good times today. I just have a feeling.
Oh, we are, for sure.
Oh, wait.
Well,
no, I'm hungry. Never mind.
Oh, that too.
Just kidding. I'm just teasing. It's going to be fun.
Well, Brian, here's something. Grab your goggles and your floaties. I know that's the first thing you pack going to swim.
I love floaties.
The kids in Pflugerville are diving. They're going to be diving to something really big today.
I wear the ones that go around your arms. It's actually the world's, get this, the world's largest swimming lesson. Typhoon, Texas in Pflugerville, they're taking part. And so we sent our great reporter, Jessica Cha, out there to check things out to Typhoon, Texas. She's been with us all morning. And Jessica, you are ready to learn how to swim today, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I showed you earlier that I already have a certificate, so I'm actually an expert at swimming already. So, but other kids will be lining up to get some swimming lessons today. Like you said, we are at Typhoon, Texas in Pflugerville, and they are about to host the world's largest swim lesson. It is a global initiative to teach kids some life-saving skills that they need, just some of those basics in terms of water safety when they do start swimming. And I am joined today by Connor Arndt, who is the operations manager at Typhoon, Texas, but he's also one of the instructors today. Connor, how are you feeling this morning?
Feeling great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm ready to make a splash.
All right, we're going in?
Well, in a second, but to begin with, you know, there's a lot of kids who may be coming out today. So what ages are we looking at, and how do you split them up? I mean, you could have a lot of kids out here, right?
So yeah, typically we're gonna have anywhere from toddler all the way to 14 years old. We'll split them up into 3 different categories. Typically it's gonna be pre-K to pretty much first grade to age 10, and then everybody else from 11 to 14, and then they'll be in their own group as well.
Right. I think last year you guys had about 100 to 200 kids, so
yeah, give or take.
Is it a lot to juggle?
No, I think we are properly trained. So
okay, perfect.
we're going to be able to handle it effectively.
Okay, well, what are these kids learning today? I know you guys have some people to demonstrate what the lessons will look like. What are we going to be learning?
Basically the fundamentals and the basics that can be expanded on different topics. So first things first, we want to make sure that we have proper supervision in the water, whether it's an adult or a lifeguard.
Okay, so we're going to start by practicing.
Next, we want to make sure that we know where all the entrances and exits are in the pool. We're at entrance and exit right now.
5 seconds, ready?
What are they doing right now?
Now we're going to be practicing bubbles, blowing in through our nose, out through our nose, breathe control, and ensure water is not being swallowed.
Okay.
Then we're going to practice bobbing, basically allowing us to get used to water entry and water exit.
Wow, they are doing such a good job. Wow. They're a little above the age range, but they're doing a good job.
It's a good demonstration.
All right, we'll go right back.
And then what's the next step?
Next, we're going to go into back floats.
We're going to do some floats. So
we want to make sure our hips are above the water as well as our belly button, and then we want to hold it as long as possible.
All right, we're about to float. Why is floating important when you're learning how to swim?
I mean, because you want to make sure that you're able to hold yourself above the water, above the surface, more importantly, your head.
Good job.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. And Gabe, you ready?
Oh, we got Gabe learn how to float. Yeah, these are our volunteers.
Gabe.
We have Carly, we have Gabe, and we have Ethan with us today.
There we go, hips up to the sky. We're looking up at the clouds.
We're looking at the clouds.
Then after this, we're going to go into streamline glides. So we're going to be able to get into Superman arms and kind of swim just like Superman would.
Okay, who's gonna go first?
And what's the effectiveness of this basic?
All right, so we're
Basically getting used to having your face in the water while swimming.
And we're gonna make sure we're kicking, kick.
We're doing flutter kicks, getting used to using our legs as well.
We're getting splashed a little bit, but yeah, this is all part of the lesson.
We're at a water park, it's all good. A lot of the times the legs are underutilized when swimming. It's primarily arms sometimes.
It's best to use both the arms and the legs when you're
Both
swimming?
arms and legs. It's the most efficient way to swim.
I would say the form is perfect.
He's doing a
I'm
great job.
I'm watching Superman in real time.
Yeah. Movie's coming out soon.
And do you have to keep your face in the water the whole time like that?
Yeah, so it basically helps kids understand that they can keep their face in water for prolonged periods of time, kind of helping them become comfortable with that.
So, next.
What are we doing next?
Now we're moving on to like some scooping. So now this is to train our train using our arms. Now that we've done our legs, we want to go into using our arms.
All right. Who's going first? Okay, let's do game. All right.
We kind of want to think of it as we're bringing our arms forward and putting it into your pockets. And this is more of a controlled way of demonstrating it.
What do you mean?
Like it's more controlled. Like notice how the instructor is helping out. Yeah, it's so that they get more used to like a controlled and more form-oriented.
Good job. Good arms and legs.
Yeah, the primary purpose of this training is this class is to just teach the fundamentals of it so that it can be elaborated on.
Right. And how long are these lessons usually?
About an hour, give or take.
Give an hour, and they learn the basics?
Learn the basics as much as possible. If we are ahead of time, then we'll teach more. We'll do more repetitions and expand on it a little bit more. But typically, the curriculum is an hour.
Good bubbles. Good bubbles. Arms and legs.
Again, why is it important that kids, learn the basics, especially from such a young age?
Because statistically speaking, the most common unintentional death in children is drowning, especially in shallow water, which is not something that a lot of people don't think about.
Okay. What step are we moving on to next for this lesson?
So we're gonna put it all together. We're gonna do our bubbles, our kicks.
So yeah, this step, kind of want to sit it down and bring everything together at once.
Okay, perfect. Arms, legs.
All right, we're putting it all together.
Okay. Arms, legs, bubbles, let's go.
So arms, legs, bubbles is what
Yep.
I'm hearing.
Yeah,
That's a secret recipe to learning the basics.
Yep. So now that we've gone over pretty much every little fundamental, we can now go into the whole thing.
Alrighty, and for parents who may be, teaching their kids how to swim, what should they be watching out for? I know you mentioned that it's really easy for a child to maybe drown, especially at a young age. What signs should they be looking out for?
Parents?
Yes.
So parents, of course, want to know where we're swimming at, the depth, knowing, of course, the competency of the kid's strengths and weaknesses. Just making sure that you know your kid and that you have eyes on your kid or you're in a trusted environment.
Gotcha, all right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to be looking at today. Those are, we know that they're a little bit older than the toddler to 14 age range, but they did a great job, I would say. And yeah, the doors are about to open. It's about 7:33, so in about an hour and a half, doors are going to open, and at 9:30, that's when the lessons are going to begin. And these kids can learn some life-saving skills. They did a good job. What do you guys think?
Did a good job, right?
I was hoping to see Jessica do the lesson.
Yeah,
I thought
what's
that's what
up?
we were getting for this, but that's okay. They were good too.
All right, so real quick,
I'm sorry to disappoint.
Real quick, just give us the rundown again. Kids can show up. There's no charge. And starting at 9 o'clock is the registration. Give us the rundown one more time.
Yeah, so doors open at 9, that's when check-in happens. At 9:30, the lessons will begin. It is free of charge, but it is a first come, first served basis. So if you do want to get in on the fun, then you have to line up a bit early, so probably around now. And yes, like I said, it is free. Kids toddler age from 1 all the way to 14 can come and participate.
That's awesome.
And then they can hang out at the park? That would be fun. I'd go down the
Yeah, and yes, they can hang out at the park after. Participants can get in for free, but then there is also a $10 pass for parents or whoever else wants to come, and they can hang out at the water park for the rest of the day, so the fun does not have to stop, and they can put those skills right to use.
It's a good summer day.
I like it. I like it. Jessica Cha, wonderful job this morning. Even though we did not get to see any kind of cannonball action, we still appreciate you being out there. Maybe next time.
And you never will, but you're welcome, Brian.
All right. All right, let's get it. Is it going to be a good day to go to the water park, Casey?
I think this morning, yes, but another tip when you're out in the pool, when thunder roars, get out of the water and go indoors. And that's again what we will be seeing as we head into this afternoon. More showers and storms are rumbling through the area, of course, so this is what we like to see for this time of year, as we tend to lack these periods of showers and storms, storminess through the summertime season. So it's been nice to kind of have these past couple days that have featured some decent downpours across the region. Currently out the door, we are quiet. And again, through this morning, if you have plans to take your kids to the pool, I know they're all on summer breaks, you need something to do, you won't have any issues until about 2 o'clock. We've seen a couple just sprinkles kind of moving from the south out across parts of Caldwell County. We have had a few of those in Travis County, Williamson County. Most of us just so dealing with the mostly cloudy sky. As we start this Thursday, some sunshine returning and increasing as we head into mid-morning, and then eventually we'll be looking at some showers and storms popping right back up. Similar time frame to what we had yesterday, where it'll be more of the 3 o'clock through about 5 p.m. time frame that we will see some of these spotty showers and storms. Similar location also compared to what we've had over the past couple days, where the main chances remain along and east of I-35 near the metro area, about a 20 to 30% chance for showers. That chance increases the farther east you go, decreases the farther west you go towards the hill country, where the hill country you'll likely be fairly quiet today. 94 degrees for our high temperature. We're looking at an average, near average high for us today. Soak that in as well, because we've got a hot forecast and a drying forecast as we head into the weekend, along with a hazy forecast. Yes, we're tracking the return of some Saharan dust that'll be moving back into the area for next week. I'll show you when coming up.
Thank you so very much, Casey, and a good Thursday morning to you, Central Texas. I've got a couple updates on my end. We've got a new crash developing right now on Mopac, southbound at 2222. You can see we've got some emergency vehicles pulling to the side here. So blocking, I'd say, a lane and then plus that shoulder there. So really kind of starting to slow things down heading into the North Shoal Creek area. The good news is that crash cleared up out at Grand Avenue Parkway heading towards the Round Rock area. So you can see we've got some movement again in those northbound lanes. But let's take a look at that backup that we're working with right now, heading southbound on Mopac right now. Once again, starting at this North Shoal Creek area and then trickling into Camp Mabry, and hopefully they'll get that cleared up here in just a little bit. But seeing those delays there, and then that's where a crash was a little bit earlier, and you can see we're starting to get some relief behind that as well. It was about 4 miles of that backup there. Coming in from South Austin, still seeing delays in the northbound lanes. No active crashes there. We had a hiccup in Mustang Ridge a little bit earlier, and as you can see, some minor slowdowns coming in from Garfield heading towards Del Valley on Bastrop Highway.
All right, Hannah, thanks a lot. It's Malia's favorite section of the newscast, sports. It's time to talk sports. Are you ready to talk some sports ball, Malia?
Never been more ready to talk about
This
sports.
is it. We're talking NBA draft, the Dallas Mavericks. Their fans are looking forward to something finally. They get to start next season with a pretty good player.
They do. Well, the Mavericks picked Cooper Flagg with the first overall pick last night. Flagg played 1 year at Duke, where he won the award for best player in college basketball last season. Pretty impressive. Well, Flagg will have big shoes to fill, though, post Luka Doncic trade and Kyrie Irving recovering from an ACL injury.
You really rocked that sports read.
Thanks.
There he is, Cooper Flagg. He'll make about $15 million as a rookie.
Oh, man.
That's not bad. That's like Malia Masamoto money, which she's bringing in here at the View. Yeah, he's going to be good. He's going to be really fun to watch. I think everybody thought that's what would happen. The Dallas Mavericks got the first pick somehow. It was a miracle.
Oh,
I'm not going to get into that. I'm not getting into it. Just move along. As projected, Dylan Harper, son of Ron Harper, is now a San Antonio Spur. He was selected with the second overall pick. Many people think in any other season he would have been the #1 pick. He's that good of a player. He spent 1 year in college, just like Cooper Flagg. He played at Rutgers, though, before entering the draft. Great Rutgers basketball program. Our producer, Kevin, is a big Rutgers fan. Harper joins a young and promising Spurs core. Victor Wembanyama, Stephon Castle, both won Rookie of the Year the last 2 years straight. Now the Spurs can hope Harper can make it 3 in a row next season.
Good for Texas. We're getting top picks.
Absolutely.
Wow. And former Longhorn Trey Johnson also has a new home. He's headed to Washington, D.C. Johnson was selected by the Wizards, the 6th overall pick, and he's now the 10th Longhorn to be chosen in the top 10. That's unique to see.
He's great. He's going to be good for Washington. They need all the help they can get. They had a rough.
Do they?
Yeah, they had a rough year last year. Not politics speaking, basketball speaking. He's not going to do anything. He's not doing anything at the Capitol. Second round of the draft is tonight. If you'd like to watch it, you can do that. It's on ESPN. It starts about 7 o'clock. Now, it's not going to be on KVUE tonight. Last night's First round was on KVUE tonight. You got to watch it on ESPN. So probably just keep it on KVUE and then turn your phone on to ESPN and you can watch it.
That's perfect. Just have it in the background. Do both.
Yeah.
Multitask.
Yeah. All right, now here's something that's in your wheelhouse. A little music, a little dance. H-Town's own Beyonce bringing her Cowboy Carter tour to NRG Stadium in Houston this weekend.
It's going to be a big show. Well, Houston airports are expecting a huge influx of people that are planning to attend that show. Ron Trevino takes us to Hobby Airport.
All right, so right now I am setting up props for our Cowboy Corner activation.
Simone Wilson is the marketing manager at Houston Airports, helping in the setup at Hobby of the Cowboy Carter Corner for the expected flood of Beyonce fans flying in this week. And oh yes, she loves Beyonce too. Now you're putting up the decorations for the Beyonce Corner, Cowboy Corner here at the airport.
The Houston Airport's Cowboy Corner, we wanted to welcome our passengers, give them their first taste of their Houston experience, that when you step foot off the plane, you are in Houston. Beyonce has never forgot Houston, and Houston has never forgot Beyonce.
The huge screen for Beyonce trivia contests, an area for selfies. The pop-up experience is at both Houston airports, perfect for Beyonce Instagram moments. What do you think of the Cowboy Corner?
I think it's fabulous. I'm wearing my cowgirl hat today.
Houston Airport's even posting on social media Beyonce's giant shadow over the airports. Well, she might actually affect your airport travel. Keep in mind, if you are planning on flying out of Houston anytime in the next few days, give yourself extra time because there will be a lot of traffic outside the airport and inside the airport. Hobby and Bush bracing for one of the busiest non-holiday weekends of the summer. Starting on Thursday, they see it as a preview of the other big thing next year. In many ways, this Beyonce weekend is a warm-up for the World Cup.
Yeah, exactly. So if we think about, the World Cup and the Beyonce concert, you're going to have back-to-back nights down there. We're going to have 70,000 people at NRG. It's very similar to when we have the soccer. We're going to have a lot of folks coming in from out of town.
But for now, get ready for Beyonce fans from all over the place having their own H-Town takeover.
That halftime show, I'm ready for it. I love her. I think she's going to be great.
Yeah.
Y'all are going to be, well, okay.
You said you had a hot take.
Hot take, hot take.
Oh,
I think old Beyonce was so great. I think the new stuff is not hitting the same.
Oh my goodness.
I did not like this album.
Hang on.
You didn't like it?
No. I only listened to one song and I didn't really like it.
Uh-oh.
Girl, you only listen to one song and you're driving the whole album?
I'm about to say.
Okay, I know that is bad. I should listen to more, but it just was not giving what I felt like it should have.
No, I kind of agree. I do prefer old. I think it's good. But I still prefer her older stuff compared to her newer album.
Yeah.
Well, but here's the thing: she's getting back to her Texas roots, and they kind of they crafted her into this pop princess, and so I think she deserves to try some new stuff.
Cool. When I heard she was doing this album, I thought that was a cool concept, but I don't know, and I didn't. The Grammys were a little frustrating for me.
Who'd you want to win instead?
Billie Eilish.
Oh, that's fair.
But there were so many good albums this year, so it was a really, really tough competition. But
that's true.
Yeah.
I will say, though, her coming back to Houston, it's quite a full circle moment. And I love what she does with her kids, too, how she brings Blue out.
That actually was
the
really
little
cool.
girl.
I saw that on TikTok of her dancing.
Yes.
She apparently has improved a ton since the first show that she was doing.
Because people were kind of ripping Blue to bits, and I'm like, she's just a little girl. And then as time goes on, she has that confidence.
She's great. I think she kills
She's going to be a star, for
she's
sure.
Gonna be a star.
Yeah.
She is. So we're all excited for Miss B to come back home to Texas this weekend. It's going to be crazy in Houston, though, the traffic. I'm sure it's going to seep all the way over here to Austin, which we already have enough of that. So.
Yep, going to be a fun weekend, that's for sure. All right, in other news this morning, a 20-year-old obsessed with plants has gone viral for his videos of foraging. He goes by the name The Wild Dryad.
Interesting. Well, he blends science and storytelling on his social media. ABC's Danny New has more on the foraging trend.
This plant that is growing right here is wild chamomile.
At 20 years old, Shane Alden already knows his biggest passion in life.
I would not call myself an expert. I am just very passionate about plants.
Ugh. This plant that's sticking onto me right now is gallium.
For the past 2 years, the Chicago native has been picking up millions of views on social media as he takes folks on a foraging adventure. One commenter on this video writes, "Thanks for making plants cool, fire emoji."
Just trying to share my passion. I had no idea that it would have gotten to this point.
As you'll see, he goes by the Wild Dryad, named for both the Greek tree spirit,
But this is Dryad Saddle.
and this type of edible mushroom. As his age might suggest, no, Shane does not have any degrees in this field, but he does always promise to never tell his followers to try anything he hasn't attempted himself.
What is that?
This is Juneberry wine.
For example, in his Chicago apartment, he showed me the wine he's fermenting from June berries.
Oh, you made that?
Mm-hmm.
And he's even been basket weaving with pine needles.
You can use those flowers to make a chamomile-like drink with it.
But Shane says what he loves doing the most is sharing his plant passion and teaching people what he has learned.
A way to identify poison ivy is that it's going to have leaves of 3.
So, as we officially enter summer, he does have a recommendation for parents who are looking for STEM activities, pun intended, to try with their kids. Shane's tip, don't sleep on how much fun you can have together with dandelions.
You can make them into cocoa powder-like substitutes. You can make them into dyes, teas, juices, wines, salads, whole bunch of different stuff.
Now, the key to eating a plant, you want to get your fingers on the edge and then just think just kidding. Don't eat. This is from our lobby. Shane said he first found his love of plants when he started drawing them. As a kid, he would go into his backyard, he would see them, and he would start drawing them and look up which ones he could eat, which, of course, if you're going to eat things in the wild, you want to do research too. You know that. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Dan New.
Oh, I thought he was going to take a full-blown munch.
I think that was a plastic plant, though. That would not have ended well.
Looked a little plastic.
Are the plants in our hallway real? I've always wondered, but I think one time I saw someone watering them once.
Really?
No, it was a lady.
Who?
Well, she was wearing. Y'all, I'm dead serious. You don't think the plants over here are real?
No.
No.
Oh, never mind.
Well, maybe she
I swear I saw her.
She didn't know, maybe.
She maybe didn't know. They look real.
The front dirt pit.
They look
The
real.
front dirt pit.
I honestly have no idea. I don't even know where the plants are in this
I
building.
definitely wouldn't try eating them, though.
Don't eat anything you don't know what it is.
But that's the thing is people
looks
might.
Cute, but
He's got a good point, though, with kind of the way things are going. It's like maybe we do need to reconnect with nature a little bit and get some survival skills.
Survival skills. Literally. Like even just walking around like Ladybird Lake, they have all those signs posted for poison ivy. And it's always like leaves of 3. And then I'm like, what do you mean? Everything's got a leaf of 3. You know?
You know what's crazy?
It's hard to identify, but I'm sure he does a good job. I'm sure he can pick it right out.
And they put goats out there, and the goats will eat the poison ivy.
They do
which
eat
I
that.
think is
I
kind of
love
cool.
the goats. They're so cool.
Do you love the goats?
Yeah, they're so cute, and then it's a good purpose.
that's right. They eat everything. They eat everything.
I like the baby ones too. So cute. They're fun.
What are those goats going to be dealing with today out by the lake as they're eating all that poison ivy?
Yeah, you know, I mean, is that an everyday thing, by the way?
No, they do it in stages.
Like stages.
Yeah.
Okay, so every once in a while there'll be goats out there. I'll look for it. We got some showers and storms though that'll be returning today, thankfully, because we certainly need the rain for the month of June, really for the summertime season. It's good to see. We've got our last day of these spotty showers and storms before the drier, hotter conditions return. 77 degrees right now. We've got some clouds pushing in across the area, Westlake Hills, Tower Cam. Some sunshine now making a comeback that should say Lake Travis, not downtown Austin, as we're starting to see this cloud deck erode across the area. We've had just a couple of sprinkles move into parts of Caldwell County. I've seen a couple of them out through the Bastrop County area. Travis County, I've seen a few of those, but most of us remain fairly quiet at this hour. We will start to see, though, the return of some storms later on, so keep the umbrella handy for, I would say, one more day. Tomorrow, many of us won't need it, as we're going to start to see this hose of moisture kind of be shut off beginning tomorrow. We've been tracking these showers rolling in from the Gulf. That Gulf moisture has been bringing us these rounds of showers and storms for the past couple of days. And again, today we continue with that pattern before notice how the coverage starts to decrease Friday, Saturday, and certainly as we head into the tail end of the weekend. That'll also be coupled with some Saharan dust that will also limit those rain chances into early next week. As for today, as you're heading out for your Thursday morning, getting closer to the weekend, we're dry. It's other than a couple spotty showers, most of us dry. By the lunchtime hour, we start to see a few of these kind of creep back into our coastal plains zones, and then eventually pushing out across areas like the I-35 corridor by 3, 4, 5 o'clock. Notice the colors here. Still could see some pretty decent downpours, just as we saw yesterday and the day before, and could see some thunderstorm activity as well. Thankfully, we're not expecting any any severe thunderstorms today. But as we saw yesterday, can't quite rule out some wind gusts of up to about 40 miles per hour. Some of these thunderstorms that develop lightning thunder. So if you do have plans outdoors, remember when thunder roars, you need to be indoors, especially if you are going to be out by the pool, in the water, and trying to stay cool. Those showers eventually fade away after 8 p.m. We're dry as we head into tonight. Your Friday off to a dry start with a few passing clouds. And notice the coverage tomorrow will be much more limited. So we're not going to be looking at as much rain at all for your Friday. And the weekend should be completely dry. Temperatures then, without the rain, they will start to warm up. Today we're at average at 94 degrees. From there we're climbing eventually back to 99 on Monday, and you'll see in your 70 forecast we do have the return of 100-degree highs as we head into the start of July. Temperatures today, middle 90s, that is right on the dot for average, 94 degrees for this time of year. Tomorrow we're warming things up by about a degree or so at 96 degrees for your Friday afternoon, middle 90s up and down the I-35 corridor with a mostly sunny sky. Saharan dust currently located across the Caribbean islands will start to funnel into the Gulf, and then eventually will be pushing out and across parts of Mexico Sunday, and especially Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, as I'm expecting the thickest of the dust. This is likely the thickest concentration we've seen all season long. So you will notice that hazy looking sky, kind of that milky looking color that we tend to see with Saharan dust outbreaks. And it's also going to limit our air quality. So if you are part of those more sensitive groups, you have asthma, respiratory issues, limit your time outside for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We will be looking at high concentrations of dust, and you won't want to be outside anyway with temperatures like this. 99 for Monday, 99 for Tuesday, and 100 degrees by Wednesday. Hot, hazy, and dry for the start of July next week.
Whoa, you said the hose of moisture is going to be turned off. I like the way you said that. It's going to be a dry, long summer, but that's life in Texas. It's 7:51. Let's take a look around. Good news, that crash on Mopac at 2222 has cleared up, so we've got some good movement in those southbound lanes again through North Shoal Creek, and things are looking a lot better through North Austin as well. You can see a much better looking map from the last time we chatted. So taking a look here, still seeing a little bit of that stop and go heading south of us here at KVUE, heading towards Camp Mabry, looking much better now that we've got that cleared. Still seeing a little bit of a delay through the Domain southbound, and then maybe if you're coming or heading out towards Round Rock, just on top of where that crash was at Grand Avenue, might run into a small delay there, but looking a lot better now that we've got that cleared out. Still seeing some of those delays coming in from South Austin. And then this has been going on for ages. So I think they cleared this out, and this is just kind of that notification just needs to get wiped out. Looking good, though. If you are heading over through the downtown area, seeing some of those minor delays over Lady Bird Lake, maybe heading out to Sunset Valley today on 290, seeing some minor delays there as well.
Okay, got an interesting story for you here. Going to the dentist can be a real bear. Just ask Tundra. He's the Alaskan brown bear who recently visited the dentist to get a crown for a canine tooth. This is wild here. The 6-year-old, 800-pound bruiser was sedated for the hour-long procedure. 2 years after a root canal, Tundra gnawed his way into needing this shining upgrade. Truth be told, Tundra's smile is truly positively regal.
Oh, very well done. Very well done. Yeah, I hadn't heard of that before. A bear at the dentist.
Well, why? Is this someone's pet? Why are we bringing the bear?
Good question.
Well, someone maybe found it and he had just a little toothache.
Everyone needs a little help with their teeth.
No, that's so sweet. I'm so glad, but I just want to know why.
You want to know why?
Yes, I want to know
yeah.
the backstory about this bear. Who is this bear?
Well, he's got a name, so I assume he's got some sort of, I don't know, family.
We have
one of the Bernstein
right?
bears.
Somebody named him.
Oh, the Bernstein.
Bears.
We've got black bears that are coming out right now here in Texas, especially in the Big Bend area. And I know you growing up in California, you guys get the big bears, don't you?
Well, yeah, like Big Bear area. Well, it's in the name. In Big Bear, there's bears.
Yeah. What is it? Is it Big Bear Country? Or
There's a Big Bear mountain. It's like this. Everyone would go there for like skiing and things, but little bears out there. So
You got a bear on your flag out there, don't you?
we do. We love bears.
Love bears.
we love bears, you little beach girl.
I'm scared of bears, but they're cute. It looks cute on the flag. But
And all their toothaches, which happens, I guess, you know.
wild.
Bears got to have good teeth too, right? Thanks for joining us. And on that note, thanks for joining us. Just imagine if people just tuned in and saw that. Thanks for joining us for Daybreak Plus. Make sure to be back with us tomorrow, right, Hannah?
Oh, a wide range of topics, as you can see here. And of course, we'll start at 4:30 a.m. And then this portion for Daybreak Plus starts at 7 a.m.